Uh, Hello everyone, this is Jersey Lee Z. You may call me Lee. And oh my god, wait, this is too loud. Good morning. Good morning everyone. I'm not sick. I just woke up. My throat is raw. Why? Because I just woke up. Is Lee a first name or a last name? It's a first name. Lee Zard. Yeah, hey, hot fucking tip. If you need to use your voice for several hours on end, I don't recommend staying up until 3 a.m. trying to look at a slightly red moon. I didn't even do anything with my throat. I literally just woke up. Usually I have some time to like warm up. But I'm like raw dog in this stream right now. Yeah, I don't recommend trying to look at a slightly red moon. Like if you need to use your throat in the morning, because I stayed up until 3 a.m. last night trying to look at a slightly pink moon, and I didn't even get to see it. It was cloudy as shit. I kept checking every couple minutes. The clouds would never part. The moon never showed. The sky was like lightly pink, but other than that, literally nothing. Highly upsetting. Oh, God. But anyways, that's just me stalling for time to see if I can actually warm up my vocal cords before I have to do something drastic. Like, I don't know, the Shilong Lang voice or something. Does anyone in this case use that voice yet? I actually don't remember. Tragic. A verified CDL holder? Was that? Oh shit. I still can't believe the IS-7 incident was Gregory's last case, that it's been 18 long years since. A murder at a confectionery contest and one of the participants, no less. Artie Frost. I still don't get that pun. Yeah, no. They pulled his body out of a treasure chest that was part of Samson Tangaroa's chocolate tableau. Oh, commercial driver's license. I see. I see. Well, congratulations on that. I can barely drive a regular car. He'd been hit in the head with a large rock salt lamp and subsequently bled to death. We found the lamp hidden inside the candy castle Delicious Scone had made for the contest. But then, before anyone had the chance to investigate Mr. Frost's own room... Oops, all melted. All of his icy creations had melted clean away. Also, is it safe to just keep bladed instruments in an art gallery? I know it's not an art gallery, like back then, and it's literally just his house. But it still seems not great. Oh, right. Ah, shit. all of Mr. Frost's work destroyed. Mr. Von Karma wasn't very happy. He told us to get out, and in no uncertain terms.
So what do we do now, Mr. E? I can't believe he just up and kicked us out. Von Karma's a total jerk.
I mean, yeah. You don't know the half of it, dude. Oh, I think Gregory is gonna get a full, what's the word? A full look into how much of a jerk Von Karma can be in, like, literally a couple of days. This is kind of haunting, that this is his last case, so this is literally days before, days before his murder. No, it was always the job of the police and the prosecutor's office to investigate the scene.
Yeah, but he didn't have to talk to us like that. It was rude and mean.
Hold on, let me move chat over a little bit. Just because I can't read you very easily. Actually, you know what? I can do this. Oh god. Oh, Jesus, hold on. I've mucked it all up. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Who cares if we're cops or attorneys? We should all be working together to find the truth.
You can't assume that everybody's aims are the same as your own. Some people are just, whack-ass bitches. Fuck Von Karma. But you know what? That's just a fact of life. You may wish to expose the truth, but others might prefer to accept things at face value. Which way of thinking is right will depend on the person. Is it ever incorrect?
But what if somebody innocent ends up behind bars because no one managed to uncover the truth?
It can happen. We're all human. Police and prosecutors included. I mean, yeah, but if you purposefully try to... it's not even, In fact, it's, the most inhuman part of him that he is willing to... I mean, no, that's not true. I was gonna say the most inhuman part of him is willing to cover up the truth in pursuit of perfection, but, probably the most inhuman part of him is the fact that he would murder a person over literally just a court penalty. Ace Attorney women, skinny, bright, bright or two-tone outfit complementing their hair. Ace Attorney men, brown blob. Hey! That's not true. Literally look at Fender right now. He's got the most clown-ass outfit I've ever seen. He's got that peppermint horizontal stripes and the Jammin' Ninja vest. And a bowler hat for some reason. Sorry, I don't know if that's a bowler hat. I don't know my hats. Which is why defense attorneys exist. Does he count as a man in this here? Does he? Actually, hold on. He does. He's 18. Does he act like one? Debatable. He eats paper. Our job is to help people in just such situations. To be friends with to the friendless.
Friends to the friendless.
Now we may not be able to investigate Mr. Frost's room as hoped, but that doesn't mean we give up.
Oh, so we're just gonna break in. Okay. You're right, Mr. E. I'm sorry, I should have thought more before I opened my big mouth.
You're young, Eddie. You'll learn soon enough.
I will, I promise! Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Fender, you look like you could use a little pick-me-up.
This woman's gonna poison me, I swear to God.
I'm afraid this is all I have, but please, by all means. Oh, you're the best, Miss Bound!
Like, she's so sauce. Chocolate. Tangaroa's favorite, handmade by Bound, rather misshapen and incredibly sweet. Fender simping in 5 seconds. Yeah, he's a little bit starstruck. And thankfully, Gregory has never heard of the show. He's that old man that, you know, is just out of touch with the times. Thank you. A little sugar boost might actually help, although these are a little too sweet for my liking. And a little uniquely shaped. Does the shape of the chocolate matter, though? You're gonna melt it in your mouth anyway.
I'm sorry if they're not to your taste. No, wait!
Wait, hold on.
No way, they're great! They're so sweet! You're very kind.
Seems like a plot point. Maybe.
Imagine, me of all people, a mediocre confectioner. What? You mean you made these yourself?
That's kind of crazy that, like, you know, presentation is kind of your entire deal, and you have the lumpiest chocolates known to man. Kinda crazy.
Yes, Samson loves chocolate, so I had to learn.
Had to, huh? Do you resent it? Enough to murder someone and frame it on him?
Keeping him supplied with his favorite treats is just one of my many duties. Although he does spend most of the time coaching me on how to improve my technique.
Sounds like a motive to me. As long as they taste good, who cares? I mean, I agree. But, you know, it's not really the case when you have an international, supposedly, like a maybe nationwide famous TV show that is all about, you know, the presentation of confectionery. Like, that's what this entire place is. It's literally a competition for who can make the fanciest and tastiest looking confectionaries.
Mr. Tangaroa sure is a lucky guy.
Is he? He's in jail for murder.
Getting to eat homemade sweets made by the one and only Judy Bound whenever he wants sounds amazing.
TV show's different because people watching can't taste it, so it's all about how it looks. Yeah, exactly. Like, as much, like, the judges can hype it up all they want, but if it looks like a piece of shit on TV, then people are gonna be like, that looks like a piece of shit.
I'm sorry, did you say something?
No, nothing at all. Why are you scared? Dear sweet Eddie, you really do still have a lot to learn. It seems you're quite committed to the work you do for Mr. Tangaroa, Miss Bound.
Of course. What right would I have to stay here otherwise? What do you mean by that? Aren't you guys like a thing? I was abandoned as a baby, and Mr. Tangaroa took me in.
Oh! Wait, how old are you? Wait, I thought you were like the same age. Oh, you're 16? That's insane. What? You're a teen? You're younger than Eddie? I thought you were a full adult woman. What? Oh, absolutely not. What the fuck? Okay. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, 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 no. I thought y'all were like a thing. Fuck. If only 16-year-olds looked that good. She looks like a full adult woman. This sounds like a defense. I am playing a defense attorney.
That's right. One snowy Christmas Eve, many years ago, he found me on the steps of this very mansion.
You know what? Yeah. Like, usually in movies when the faceless mother just like, or faceless biological mother like drops the baby off at a doorstep, it's always at some regular person's house or like an orphanage. Yeah, drop them off by like at a mansion. Give them a good life, you know? I mean, there's no guarantee that they'll actually take them in, but it's a movie. Come on. Fender here breaking out the Romeo and Juliet laws.
He saved my life and became the father I never had.
Jesus, this has like fully destroyed like my view of your relationship. I thought you guys were like doing the tango on TV. And maybe he should be in jail. At most, she looks early 20s. They did it though because the older model looks really similar, just a bit older. Honestly, it's really hard for me to tell the difference between them. I have to see them like side by side.
I can never repay him. So my work for him is the least I can do. And I'll be here for him as long as he needs me. That's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard.
I must be getting old. I'm welling up a little myself. It's almost enough to make a grown man cry. In fact, it is. Single tear.
And to think today is Christmas Eve.
Hey, almost Christmas. Means it wasn't Christmas.
And I can't even give him his present in person. I'd do anything to save him, anything.
Oh, Jesus. Tonal shift.
Please, if there's something I can do to help, just say it.
We're very grateful, Miss Bound. Perhaps you could help us by answering a question. Did you know the victim?
Not very well, I'm afraid.
Do you think Miles got his anime hair from his mom, or like does he just purposefully style it like that, like every day? Like, I like to imagine Phoenix's spikes are just natural, they just do that. But if Edgeworth's dad doesn't have anything remotely close to spikes, that means it's probably on purpose.
Oh, but if you wanted to see some of his work, I have a picture of the sculptures he made for the final.
My. They're stunning. So it's, is that supposed to be Taurus or Capricorn? I don't remember. No, it's... Okay, the one on the left looks exactly like, fuck, what was it called? God damn it. It's not Gemini. It's the other one. I don't remember.
Aren't they? I think they're masterpieces. Would have thought you could make such intricate statues out of flavored ice.
I mean, ice sculpting has been a thing.
Samson adored them too. Oh hey, that's Taurus and Gemini, right?
I didn't know you were keen on constellations and the zodiac, Eddie.
Yeah, I'm a total... like, Aries or something. I don't know.
I don't know his birthday. I don't know zodiac shit.
Oh, I love it. The stories those stars can tell. Take Gemini, for example. See the lyre? That's what the harp is called. And the arrow and the... hold up. The lyre doesn't have any strings. Huh. Did Mr. Frost forget to add them, maybe?
Listen, they're very thin, and they melt very easily.
That doesn't sound like something he'd forget to do. Wait, really? But I thought you just said you didn't know him very well. Oh, well, I just... He didn't seem like the type.
Sus. Those extension cords make me very nervous. Yeah, they're so, like, out there. Just, like, out in the open. They're, like, asking to get melted. Like, I don't think we have a picture of the CG where they discover it. Yeah, no. But I don't know if they were plugged in or not. Yeah, that's sus. That she supposedly knows him, but doesn't know him. Gonna start a fire, but it's also like 20 degrees in there. Listen, cold fires, they're real. It seems she's got something to hide too. You took this photograph. Oh my god. Fuck. Hold on. Okay. You took this photograph yourself, Miss Bound.
Yes, I use this instant camera here. It develops the pictures as soon as you take them. It's so useful. Oh, I'd love to see it in action.
It's still crazy to me that instant cameras are new technology. Like, when the... Okay, I gotta Google. Okay, when were instant cameras invented? 1948. There's zero fucking reason why they wouldn't know. There's zero reason why they wouldn't know. There's no way this is anywhere close to 1948. I guess Ace Attorney universe is just slacking a little bit. Remember when you were young, instant cameras were awesome. They might not have been new, but they weren't common.
Then why don't I take your picture? Yes! Come on, Mr. E! Let's get a shot of the both of us.
Well, alright then. Would be a shame to waste a good hair day. This is a good hair day? Usually hats are for bad hair days.
Ready? Say cheese!
Mr. E is quite the name. Yeah, it's giving Scooby-Doo, honestly.
There, all done. And the picture's yours to keep, Mr. Fender. Oh my gosh, thank you so much! That's such a cool camera. Well, it's the only one we've got, so we use it for all our picture-taking needs. It's very convenient, but the lack of negatives is something of a shame.
Okay. That's crazy. Like Mr. Rias? Yeah. Mr. Rias is a banger villain, by the way. Probably my favorite villain of Spirit of Justice, just for that breakdown animation. Holy shit. So good, bro. Okay, the lack of negatives. So you're using even older cameras? He's super top tier in general. Yeah. Like, it's his animations that do it, that do it for me. He's so good. Like, you can kind of tell that his, like, breakdown animation is rotoscoped because he acts so human in that one. Like, like I can't stop thinking about it every time I think about Spirit of Justice. Like, just the reaction he has to all of the stage lights and stuff going on. Top tier. Mwah. I mean, Spirit of Justice has like good breakdowns in general. But that one's special to me. So there aren't any negatives for us to reference, huh? I assume Mr. Tangaroa used the same camera during the contest.
Yes, you assume correctly. He used it for some work-in-progress pictures of his seascape. And later to take some photos of the other contestants' works.
But didn't you take a picture of the body when you discovered it? And didn't you discover the body while the judging was still underway?
Ah, yes. Samson wanted pictures of all the entrance-completed rooms. But the film ran out just as he finished photographing Mr. Gusteau's work. So he asked me to go put in a new cartridge. He seemed to think there should have been more shots left than there were.
Interesting. In other words, the film ran out sooner than expected. Literally, is one of the most threatening villains. Almost takes out the entire Write Anything agency. Yeah. All about those ratings, man.
Yes, the number of shots he took didn't line up with the number of shots remaining. But he thought maybe he just lost track somewhere along the way.
But had he really, though?
I went to our living area to change the film, and was passing through the fountain room on my way back, when I heard the sound of something break and collapse in Samson's room. Samson? Are you in here?
Kya. She looks a lot younger in this sprite work rather than the close-ups.
Mr. Frost's body was just lying there. I was in total shock. It was all too much. But I remember I called the police and then I went to tell everybody else.
You know, it doesn't, you know, the accent doesn't make sense now that I realize that he raised her, but I'm too deep in to change it now.
And the camera. It's been with me ever since.
I see. I'd be grateful if you could lend us the camera in this picture, Miss Bound.
Of course. Here you go.
Thank you. Like, this is a good hair day, I guess. I wonder, does he even take the hat off in that picture for his good hair day? She had this accent since birth. You know, she was just born like this. It's in her vocal cords. Oh, no, I guess the one that was covered up is Gemini, right? And the one that was, like, uncovered was actually Aquarius? Question mark?
Detective Bad, Miss Scone! Are they done investigating? Oh, they're done with me, that's for certain. The big meanie told me to clear off. Honestly, that mannequins will be the end of me. The cheek of him!
Appears we'll have to account for all 17 shots used. Oh boy. Guess he got tired of people cluttering up his crime scene. Did he run you off too, Detective Bad?
Yeah. Okama seems to think I'm a nuisance. Can't do things his way with me around. Pretty sure his way is just getting rid of evidence that he doesn't like. Fuck that guy.
Why would Mr. Von Karma go so far as to exclude his own lead detective?
Still, got a pretty good look at the scene. As for Gusteau, he's enjoying a nice little chat right now in Frost's room. What about? About the fact that Miss Bound said she saw him going in there during the contest.
Mr. Gusteau went into Mr. Frost's room. Oh, sussy.
That's right. And I have to say he looked very much like he didn't want to be seen. I don't know what he could have been up to.
Hold on, have we had like a minor be the killer in any Ace Attorney case? Cause like I was clocking that she was really sus, right? But I don't think we've ever had like a kid be the murderer. Cause I don't think Ace Attorney wants to, you know, do that. Cause like my immediate clock of that is like, oh, she's trying to push blame, but like then I realized, oh, maybe they're not saying that the 16-year-old is the mastermind.
Well, he's candidate number 1 at the moment, as the guy who melted Frost's work.
But is that really why Mr. Gusteau went into Mr. Frost's room?
Got a photo of the room right here. If you need it, it's all yours.
Oh, thanks.
Wait, what? Why would you just give it to us?
Cause I fucking hate Von Karma. Fuck that guy. Do I gotta spell it out for you, kid? I'm offering to help you guys. I want the truth about this case to come out.
Detective.
Really, Detective Bad? Mr. Von Karma won't be happy about this.
That guy's been talking my pace since I started. Fuck that guy. Old ass bitch. Yeah, well, I'm not Von Karma's stooge. If he's gonna stonewall my investigation, then I'm not gonna play by the book either. Can't let some pesky rules keep me from finding the truth. Now can I, Mr. Edgeworth?
Indeed. Thank you, Detective Bad.
Wow, I can't believe you won him over, Mr. E.
I think, you know, Von Karma just lost him. I think it's less that I won him over and more, you know, he is doing this to spite Von Karma.
Well, I haven't the foggiest what you're all going on about, but here's to new friends, eh?
Girl! It's definitely nice to have the good detective on our side, that's for sure. Alright, let's take a look at that photograph.
Here.
Oh, it was unplugged. Yep, there it is.
This is what Mr. Frost's room looks like right now.
Okay, but like, it had to have been unplugged hella earlier. For the ice to have melted entirely. Like what? This room was 20 degrees prior, right? Like, and the cases, yeah, like they were being kept at a low temperature, but you know how when you have like a fuck ton of ice in a cup, it takes a while for the ice to melt because the ice is keeping the other ice from melting? Yeah. So what? How did they melt the entire statue? Did they eat it?
Yikes, there's nothing left of his flavored ice sculptures but puddles.
The floor appears to be completely covered in a pale blue liquid. Blue raspberry. I should compare this with the photo I just borrowed from Miss Bound. I assume that the unplugged power cord has something to do with all of this. Someone just tripped over it.
Yeah, once that was out of the socket, the display cases lost power, and the temperature went. And up the temperature went.
It looked like they were all connected to the same power strip. That's not great. Especially since it's an exposed power strip.
Do you have any idea when it was unplugged?
Nope. Still working on that.
Must have been a while ago, considering how, how melted it is.
Those sculptures were beautiful. What a waste. You can say that again. I should have taken a few more bites out of them while I had the chance. How did you take a bite out of them? They're solid ice.
I mean, are they solid ice or are they meant to be like shaved ice? Because like when I think flavored ice, I think like snow cone, right? So is it meant to be shaved ice? That would melt faster, I guess. Still would take some time. And they would look more like a lump of snow.
So they tasted good? Did they ever? I've never tried ices so scrumptious in all my life. Really? Oh man, I wish I could have had a bite.
I mean, you can lick up the stuff on the floor and it would taste exactly the same.
Well, scrumptious except for the salty bit, of course. That was unbearable.
Salty bit. The salty bit.
It's in the other photo you've got there. The bit, this bit, the Harpy thing.
Oh, did you eat the strings? You fucking bitch. Gemini's liar.
Wait, that's why it had no strings, because you ate them? I didn't eat that much, you cheeky little devil. I told you. It was all horrible and salty.
Well, salt, you know, melts ice because it lowers the freezing temperature. Yeah. It's interesting that only one particular part of this one particular sculpture tasted different from the rest. Interesting. And could somebody other than Miss Scone really be responsible for eating the rest of the strings? Did you notice anything else, Miss Scone?
Come to think of it, I did. There was a funny little mark on Chillywinks' work. It was 2 little letters. Let me see if I can draw it for you. There we go. Yes, it looked just like that.
Oh. 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 I see. That's why he... Okay. That's why she was like, oh, it doesn't seem like him. Because that's fucking Paul Halik. Interesting. You know, it makes sense because he's a sculptor. Wait, he's a sculptor, but he makes, like, pottery? I guess that is a sculptor in a sense. Interesting. Yeah, like, that's why she was like, oh, it doesn't seem like him. But, like, okay, so that implies that she knew that he is Paul Halik, right? It's almost like a signature or something. Wait.
I just knew Mr. Frost wouldn't have made that harp without strings. He's not the type to skip an important detail like that.
I hope you don't mind me asking, Miss Bound. But are you certain you didn't know Mr. Frost particularly well?
What? No, I barely knew him, I swear.
I like that she dances when she's nervous. Is that so? You suddenly seem to have some strong opinions. Oh god. The 3 a.m. sleep is catching up to me. Oh god. Oh, hold on. Oh god. I almost spilled my water. You certainly seem to have some strong opinions about his attitude toward his work.
No, I just... the sculptures were so carefully made. I didn't think he'd miss something so important.
I'm sorry, but I don't believe you. You have a more personal connection to his work than that.
What makes you say that?
I have an item of evidence that appears to have been one of Mr. Frost's possessions. The mind readers that read anything would have cracked this girl by now. Listen, they're not mind readers. They're just highly perceptive people that can see and hear things supernaturally. you know, Apollo with his... Well, I guess Apollo... No, it's pretty supernatural. Like, I was gonna say, Apollo, you could say, is just, like, a really keen eye, but he sees the throbbing of, like, the veins on someone's hand. I don't think anyone normal notices that. Athena hearing, like, the discord in someone's heartbeat is crazy, though. And it shares a key feature with another piece of evidence.
Well, I won't know what you're talking about if you don't share. So what are these two pieces of evidence of yours?
Which two items point to Mr. Frost? This is the first.
Take that!
Take that! And now the second.
Take that!
Take that! Miss Scone found two letters carved into Mr. Frost's ice sculptures. I think they were a signature of sorts. After all, it's not unusual for an artist to initial their work.
I guess not. That's right, dear. It's just like you said. Chilliwings' statues had the letters PH carved in them plain as day.
PH? Shouldn't it be AF?
You'd think so, but take a look at this. It's the seal we found at the crime scene. It seems reasonable to assume that it fell from Mr. Frost's pocket. Oh, and it would make sense why it looks like that. Because it's a snowflake. Which makes sense because he works with ice, right? And I guess you just press it into the sculpture and it marks it. That's pretty cool. And when pressed into the surface of an item, it would leave behind the letters PH. The same pottery mark we see imprinted on the bottom of the items in this tea set.
The same pottery mark.
We have already established that the tea set is the work of the sculptor Paul Halik. From that, we can assume that these same letters would mark any item out as a piece of his work. A fact of which you are well aware, correct, Miss Bound?
Well, yes. I know that he always marks his work with his initials like that. He's never revealed his true identity in public, so it's the only way to know his works are truly his.
You mean Paul Leek was...
That's right, Detective. Archie Frost had another identity. Why? Who knows? Maybe he was running from the cops. He was no ordinary confectioner, at least, as far as Miss Bound was concerned. For you see, Mr. Frost was, in fact, a fan of sculptures. An extraordinary confectioner. Famed sculptor. Mr. Frost was, in fact, none other than famed sculptor Paul Halik.
What? Mr. Frost and Paul Halik were the same person?
But it's not like the mark's hard to copy, though. Anyone who's seen it can fake being him with it.
I mean, I guess, but like...
Not exactly conclusive proof that Frost was who you say he was.
It was proof enough for Miss Bound. What matters is that she believed it. His true identity will have to be investigated by the good people of this precinct.
Huh. Alright. I'll have the boys look into it.
I should have known I couldn't hide it from you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Why did you hide it? Why did you hide it? So admit it. You were aware of who Mr. Frost really was.
I was. When I discovered his body, I saw the seal you found. Don't ask me how, but I just knew straight away that he was my dear Paul Halik. Imagine, his entries in a confectionery contest were his final legacy. A great man like that.
And be honest, did you enter Mr. Frost's room at any point?
What? Why are you asking me that?
The photograph of Mr. Frost's room. I'd like to know when it was taken. Oh.
I must have gotten it mixed up with the one Samson took during the judging.
Objection!
Nuh-uh. I'm afraid I find that rather hard to believe. You said yourself that the camera ran out of film during the judging. And that you've had charge of the camera since before Mr. Tangaroa had the chance to visit Mr. Frost's room. Get fucked. That's how you were able to take that picture when you discovered Mr. Frost's body.
I suppose so.
This suggests that you took only 2 pictures with the new film, one of Mr. Frost's body and one of his room. So did you take it before or after you found the body? Probably before, right? But I have a piece of evidence that says otherwise.
You do?
Oh, maybe that's why, he ran out of film, because she used some prior. Which piece of evidence contradicts the assumption that Miss Bound only took 2 pictures? Yeah, it's this one. You took like a fuck ton. Yeah, it's the missing film.
Take that!
Take that!
The camera?
You gave the picture of the body to the police and the picture of Mr. Frost's room to me.
Oh, and you gave us that picture you took of me and Mr. Edgeworth, too.
3 photographs in total, and yet the film cartridge in this camera only has 3 exposures remaining. Out of a total of 20. You took more pictures, and I want to know what of. I'll need to see all the photos you took. Sorry, I eated them. Perhaps then we'll finally learn what you were really up to. Sus.
I'm so sorry. I confess, I've been lying to you.
Why, though?
These are all shots of Frost's room.
I'm so sorry. Looks like she took pictures of his work from every possible angle.
And when they were taken, the ice still hadn't melted yet. Wait, don't tell me it was you!
It was. At least, I'm pretty sure it was.
You are? Why? Did you trip over the extension cord and then forgot to plug it back in?
Well, you see, I'm a huge fan of Mr. Halik's work, as you know. I was petrified that they might be ruined, what with the investigation that was going on and everything. So I thought I should at least capture the sculptures on film for posterity.
And? How'd that make 'em melt?
I think perhaps I was so intent on getting the perfect photographs that I might have tripped over the power cord without noticing.
Plug it back in, what? By mistake. Are you sure? How do you not notice that you've tripped over the power cord? Like, that's insane. That's an insane thing to claim.
I didn't notice it at the time, but, well... How could I have been so careless as to cause the loss of his final masterpieces?
Aren't they lit up? Aren't there lights? You're telling me that they just look like this? They look like they're lit from below. So, like, the lights also have to be powered. You're telling me you didn't notice that the power went out? That's insane. You're insane, girl.
How could I have been so careless as to cause the loss of his final masterpieces?
That seems a little convenient to me. I'm not sure I believe it. Yeah, same here. But I'm not in a position to refute it either.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to cause any trouble.
Maybe she didn't. And then someone else unplugged it and she's just taking the blame because she's an idiot. Please, don't worry about it. The important thing is that you told us the truth. God. Blood Moon wasn't worth it, guys.
What he said, no hard feelings, Miss Bound.
I mean, unless you're the killer, then very much hard feelings.
Thank you.
Mr. Edgeworth, picture's yours. Hope it helps.
Boop. Oh. Right. You're here. Fuck. God damn it.
Are you infernal nuisances still here? You don't know when to give up. Linger for as long as you'd like. The answer's still the same. You are not part of this investigation.
Okay, and? Whether we're part of it or not, we'll uncover the truth nonetheless.
It seems you don't know when to shut up either, but I commend you on your stubbornness.
Usually when I trip on a power cord, the whole room knows about it. Yeah. Usually when I trip on a power cord, I'm flat on my face.
Mr. Von Karma, I'm afraid I'm the one responsible for Mr. Frost's work melting.
You don't have to tell him that. It is in your best interest to not tell him that.
What? What is the meaning of this?
I'm so sorry. And to you, Mr. Cousteau.
No concern of mine. I didn't do anything, and Mr. Von Karma agrees.
I don't remember what voice I gave him, honestly. Nothing at all, Mr. Cousteau. You went into Mr. Frost's room, didn't you? Perhaps you could tell us why.
Sure, I was.
Oh my god, I hate him.
Silence! You are not to give the attorney even the tiniest shred of information.
Who are you, his defense attorney?
Judy Bound, you're coming with me. I have reason to believe that you are an accomplice of the accused, Samson Tangaroa.
Okay, that very much clears her name, because Von Karma only exclusively blames guilty people, or not guilty people.
No,
I will be interrogating you personally, so you better get your story in order.
I understand.
Girl, do not. Wait, please, I'm not done questioning her myself.
And you think I care because... Ugh. Bad, Gusteau, and you, Scone. I have questions for all of you, and I expect answers.
Fine by me.
Oh, you could at least ask nicely, mannequins.
Okay, bye. Our colorful cast has left. He took literally everyone with him. Indeed. Well, I suppose that means there's little point in us hanging around, either. Perhaps it's time we got going anyway. It is rather late. Don't you have a bedtime or something? I hope the snow is let up. Oh yeah, it was snowing that night, huh?
You're right, home time.
Oh, he's hungry.
Guess my stomach's in agreement, too.
Alright, let's go grab a burger. Let's go grab a burger at Aldoon's noodle stand. Before my own stomach starts grumbling, too. I would not trust people who look like Von Karma. Yeah. Anyone that dresses like that. Like, listen. Young Edgeworth would not trust that motherfucker as far as I could throw him.
Ha! Sounds good to me. Let's eat up and rest up. We'll need to be fighting fit for tomorrow.
Yeah, fighting fit for, you know, Gregory's murder. Fucking shit. Is this the last segment? That's sad. We will indeed, and our first port of call will be with Mr. Tangaroa. What? No, we're literally an hour in. What do you mean, to be continued? Fuck off. Oh, ladder. Interview with Mr. Tangaroa. Merry Crimsmas. Today's the day that Gregory dies, I think.
Hey, it's Miss Bound. Oh, Mr. Fender. Mr. Edgeworth. I'm so sorry about what happened yesterday.
She looks rather tired. I mean, yeah. What with Von Karma questioning her? Has Mr. Von Karma finished interrogating you?
Yes, though he really only seemed interested in how I melted those sculptures. Are you here to see Mr. Tangaroa too? Yes, I'm terribly worried about him.
Oh. Huh. Okay. I can kind of see where this is gonna go. Because, like, Tangaroa was never, like, proven innocent, right? So maybe he's gonna be like, oh, well, no, it was me, because, like, Von Karma's gonna pin it on her. For sure. For sure, right? Bound can just claim on the spot that Edgeworth will represent her in all legal proceedings and he'll go with it. I mean, yeah. Yeah, he would. Detective Bad, what are you doing back there?
Oh, just happy to be here. I'll be heading back to the scene soon.
Not sure how anyone just happens to be at the detention center, but okay.
Oh! Good morning. Bro. Cauliflower.
Mr. Tangaroa, what happened to you? Oh no! Samson, what did they do to you?
Did they not let you dye your hair today? They didn't want to let me sleep. I had no idea interrogations could be so involved. Sorry if I seem distracted. I think I'm a little tired. They're not letting you sleep.
That's not police work, that's torture! And also, like, illegal, I'm pretty sure? What's going on here, Detective Bad?
I'm not the one doing the interviewing. It's the guy they put in the case before me. I like Von Karma's methods about as much as you do, which is why I'm doing what I can to help.
It was Detective Bad who got me out of there. I'd still be in that interrogation room right now if it weren't for him. Detective Bad really is trying to look out for Mr. Tangaroa in his own way, it seems. That's crazy. Like, I've heard of, like, stress, like, hair going white, but, like, shock white, the entire head? The entire afro. Alright, Eddie. Let's share yesterday's finding with Mr. Tangaroa.
You got it, Mr. Ree. The notepad's at the ready.
Mr. Tangaroa, we found out quite a bit, if you'd like to hear it. Of course. Thank you.
Are you alright, Mr. Tangaroa? You seem kinda spaced out.
He hasn't slept all night, Fender. Of course he's not fine. I'm fine. I think my blood sugar might just be running a little low.
Samson.
Is this guy, like, diabetic? You know what? All those sweets, yeah, makes sense. Do we have anything that might give him a little energy boost? The chocolat. The chocolat. Oops. Here, you want the chocolate frame? Choc-ole. Huh. Is that chocolate? For chocolate? Chocolate! For me.
Oh, those are the chocolates I
wish I could give them to you, Mr. Tangaroa. But the rules here don't exactly allow me to do so. I mean... Listen. We got a cop here. It's fine, right? Oh. That's a shame. But rules are rules, I suppose. Come on.
Oh, there must be some way we can hand them to him.
Come on, Bad. Von Karn was a predator? I mean... yeah! I hope Detective Bad is noting the meaningful looks in his direction. Just like being coy about it, just like... If only there were something we could do. Right, Detective Bad? It's so funny to think of Gregory, of all people, like Mr. Calm and composed and cool guy Gregory, just doing the puppy dog eyes at Bad. Like, oh, come on, please.
Let me take a look at them. If they seem legit, I might consider passing them on to the suspect.
I mean, they don't exactly look legit, but, you know, they're chocolate. Thank you, Detective Bad.
My hero!
I'm touched. Thank you, Detective.
Yeah, whatever. Just sit tight.
You were a fellow man of sweets.
Here.
You don't know how much this means to me.
Yeah, keep it down, will you, for both our sakes?
Of course, Detective. I wouldn't wish to put your livelihood at risk. Oh, don't worry. He will be putting his own livelihood at risk later on by literally just covering up like crime scenes. Now, to sample these treats. Detective, I apologize for putting you in a tight spot.
I didn't do it for you. It was my call. As a fellow sweets lover.
Haha, guess you're not such a bad guy after all. Badum-tiss.
Oh, the sweetness. I feel like a man reborn. I mean, yeah, blood sugar does that to you, man. Haha, were they your handiwork, Judy?
Yes. How were they?
Feel them melt. Oh god. Soft and smooth. Chocolate that'll comfort and soothe. Ear to ear. Head to toe. Smile and savor the taste as it flows. You're nuts, dude. Well, you know what? Average fucking musical theater kid. Delicious. They're not exactly beautiful, but they're sweet and oh so flavorful. Thank you, Judy.
I'm so glad you like them.
And I'm glad you're back to your old self. My apologies, friends. The food they serve here is just so flavorless. Between that and the lack of sleep, I was about ready to collapse from sheer despair.
Wow, is the food here really all that bad?
I mean, yeah.
Just the usual French fries, ham sandwich, stuff like that.
Wait, that sounds great. What? Wait, I want some. Fuck! Now I'm hungry. Yes. And yet I couldn't taste a thing.
Huh. What? Hmm.
Anyway, I'm heading back to the scene.
Before you go, Detective, do you have any new information to share?
Oh, yeah. You were right about the victim's identity. Frost worked as a sculptor in France, where he was known as Paul Halik.
Huh. Artie Frost was Paul Halik? What? I never would have imagined.
Poor Mr. Halik.
So the famous French sculptor wasn't a Frenchman after all, huh? Huh. Why do you eat your paper? I'm never gonna understand. This all would certainly explain why Mr. Halik was such a recluse and refused to show his face in public.
He was busy working on his greatest masterpiece, apparently, bunch of Zodiac statues. Guess he'll never finish them now.
Huh. Huh. Wait, so who made the ones that are in the gallery today?
He never finished his greatest masterpiece? Nah, seems he was making statues for each season. But he never got around to the winter constellations.
What? Huh.
The winter constellations, you mean Taurus and Gemini?
But those are Taurus and Gemini, though. So the two he made out of ice would have completed the set.
Yeah, now they're nothing but puddles. What a bummer.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, Miss Bound. I wasn't blaming you. I would never. One last thing. Seems he had himself a bit of a spending habit when it came to his work.
Oh. Classic.
Every statue cost him millions to make.
Millions? Bro. Shit, millions in fucking, like, power bill, maybe. For the freezer he has to keep these things in. But, like, how expensive can a chunk of ice be? They probably don't fry them twice. What? Wait. Oh, is this in reference to the fries? That's a hell of a that's a hell of a delay.
If a statue cost him millions to make, which means he was always strapped for cash. We're checking to see if there's any chance someone called in a debt.
I guess not even famous artists are safe from money problems. I mean, honestly, there's a reason the starving artist, you know, like, archetype is a thing. Do you have any idea why he entered the confectionery contest?
None. Guy didn't even tell his family.
I see. For the money.
Alright, I really gotta get going. I'll go fetch another guard, but I can't be hanging around here any longer.
Understood, Detective. We'll see you again shortly. He's a good man. He certainly is. And an uncompromising one, somebody who can be trusted to stand up for what he believes in. I mean, yeah. In a sense, yeah.
And to scare the pants off of anybody new he meets.
Huh. Now, you were going to tell me about what you learned yesterday. Quite a bit. Of course. Allow me to give you a full report. And then we told him everything. Thank you for that, and allow me to apologize on Judy's behalf.
I'm so sorry.
I still don't think that you actually, like, you know, unplugged them, because how the fuck do you not notice?
Oh, God. Stupid fucking blood moon. Hold on, let me stretch for a second. Oh, God. Oof. Oh, God, my chair. Okay. It's fine, Mr. Tangaroa. As I told her yesterday, the important thing is that we learn the truth in the end. Now, would you mind if I ask you a question or two? By all means. I'll gladly share all that I can. The contestants. What can you tell me about the contestants who took part in the final round of the contest? Let's see, there was Miss Scone. I loved her design concept. Unfortunately, her entry was in violation of the rules, and so I had to disqualify her. Because it was literally just... literally just plastic. Literally just plastic. Mr. Gusteau's creations were a perfect balance of flavor and design. At least up through the semi-final. But disappointingly, his entry for the final was subpar on both counts. Rip. And there was actually something a little unusual about his entry for the semi-final as well. Which was... It tasted identical to Mr. Frost's. What? 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 Huh? But he doesn't even use the same medium. How's that possible? They may have looked different, but I could have sworn I was eating the same thing.
Huh? And what exactly did his work look like?
Oh, there should be a photograph back in my mansion.
I'll show it to you later, Mr. Edgeworth.
Much appreciated, Miss Bound. But Mr. Frost's entry for the finals, that was truly sublime. So you were able to finish judging it, even though his body had been discovered in the meantime. Yes, I wasn't aware of what had happened until after I'd completed my assessment. Mr. Frost wasn't in his room when I visited, so I took the liberty of sampling a bit. Part of the lyre, I believe. Oh. I'd never tasted anything like it. It was like a dream. I was so moved that I burst into song. I thought it was salty. What? Huh? I'm sorry, but are you saying that the lyre tasted good? I'd like to hear more about that, if you don't mind. What? Bro. Are you sure you're not into savory foods? Are you sure you're into sweets? I'm starting to see. I'm seeing with my brain, my eyes. You're quite sure it was the lyre you tasted when you sampled Mr. Frost's work? I'm certain of it. It was part of the Gemini sculpture, which was the only sculpture in that display case. Mr. Tangaroa, would you mind taking a look at this photograph for me? So the part you tried was the lyre, the one shown here without any strings. Oh, there were strings originally. That was the part I ate. How does he even manage strings on, like, with ice? So the strings were missing because Mr. Tangaroa ate them all, and he enjoyed them? Miss Scone told us she ate a part of the lyre as well, but she said it was far too salty for her to finish. Then it's true. The truth is, I've suspected for a while that there might be something wrong with my sense of taste. Something wrong? How so exactly? There's a taste disorder characterized by an inability to detect salty flavors. And I suspect I've been suffering from it. Huh. That's interesting. Just salt? Just salt? Wait, so why did it taste good? Because, like, you tasted... nothing? I eat so many sweet foods on a daily basis that it took a while for me to even notice. But there's no denying it now. That would explain why the food here seems so bland to him. Yeah, because it was fries and ham sandwich. So, no salt. No salt?
What? But your taste buds are your livelihood.
Even if there was some long-term treatment option, I highly doubt a total cure for your condition exists. Nevertheless, you should put a request, put in a request to the police for a proper evaluation. You know, so they give you decent food. Although maybe they just won't care and they're like, oh, it's nutrition, eat up, bitch. Oh, that won't be necessary. I have a recipe for a cure back in my mansion.
What?
You do? I do. You can take a look at it yourself if you like.
What?
Huh. Hmm. Wait, why the fuck do you have a cure in a recipe book? Like I was so busy theorizing about what that would mean, like as far as like motives for the case. But why the fuck did why do you have a cure for a random like taste disorder? Like in your recipe book?
Samson, we can't show that recipe to just anybody.
Judy, Mr. Edgeworth is hardly just anybody. He's my attorney, and I have no secrets from him.
Yes, you're right, of course. If that is what you wish.
Why do you have that? What on earth is this secret recipe for a miracle cure that they've been hiding? But why, though?
Well, I suppose I should be getting back.
All right, we'll be right behind you. Judy.
Yes, Samson?
There's more to life than just me. Oh, Sag. Please, Judy, think about the life you want to live. Because I won't always be around.
Don't say that. Without you, I don't have a life to live. So I'll be waiting, right there at the mansion, until you come home.
Aye. Aye.
Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait, Miss Bound!
Judy.
Oh, she seemed really upset. I thought I saw tears in her eyes. Why do you even say all that to her?
Because I worry about her. She can't keep putting my needs ahead of her own. She should, I don't know, form a personality or something. What do you mean? The Halik collection, the candy making. It's all because she thinks these things will make me happy. I don't know, maybe she just likes Halik. She never thinks about what she wants, what she likes. I just want her to be her own person and to choose her own destiny. The last thing I want is for her to miss out on all that life has to offer because of me.
I guess that makes sense. But have you considered that you literally raised her and she might share the same tastes as you? It's a little weird, dude.
He really does see her as his own child. It's crazy. That's crazy. It's insane. What parent wouldn't want their child to walk their own path? Oh. And what parent wouldn't do everything they could to protect them? Oh! Wait, that's so sad. Wait, that's sad as fuck. Wait, no. No, that's sad as fuck because Gregory literally lied as a ghost. He literally lied as a ghost to protect Edgeworth, to protect Miles. That's sad as fuck. No. 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 I know exactly how he feels in this moment, and you'll know more literally like in a couple days when you're dead. I think I've asked of you everything I can for now, Mr. Tangaroa. We should be getting back to the scene of the crime. Oh, you're leaving. I see. I suppose I'll be going back to the interrogation room for another session. Yes. We'll have to do something about that. You'll speak to the police for me. That too, but I'll be putting something else in place as well. An ace up our sleeve for when the time comes. I look forward to learning more. I'm counting on you, Mr. Edgeworth.
We'll be back to brief you, Mr. Tangaroa, every day. And Judy, too.
Thank you, Eddie. I'll look forward to it. Mr. Tangaroa, your interrogator will do everything in his power to extract a confession from you. I hate to see an innocent man suffer like this. But please, you have to do everything you can to hold out. If you can't, Mr. Von Karma will use that confession against you for as long as this case lasts. And it will make it that much harder for me to save you. I understand, and I'll try. I won't give up until you're out of there, Mr. Tangaroa. You have my word on that. I was gonna say, like, well, that was a fucking lie, but it's not a lie if he doesn't know that he's about to get shot and murdered. Ay. Oh. Bam, boom, bam. Detective Bad, thank you again for what you did earlier.
Yeah, thanks a ton.
Don't mention it in front of someone else. You're gonna get him in trouble.
What are you talking about?
Ha ha ha. There's no need to be shy about it.
Fender!
Never mind that now. I'm guessing you two are back here, looking to investigate some more.
We are indeed. We'll need something solid if we're going to save Mr. Tangaroa.
Well, I had to break it to you, but apart from this room, the whole place is on lockdown.
What? We need to see those other rooms.
This is Mr. Von Karma's doing, I presume.
Who else? Haven't seen the autopsy report yet either. Guy's probably got a hand in that too. And don't expect to speak with anybody, except us cops and Miss Barron. Everybody else is gone, and I doubt Von Karma will be handing out phone numbers.
Is this all just a game to him? Why does he have to go so far?
For his perfect trial, duh. So what's your plan of action, detective? Von Karma really is just, like, the cause of everything, huh? This is kind of the, like, entire setup for all of Ace Attorney. Like, it's the reason why Miles... It's the reason for DL6.
Same as before. Do what I can to help you uncover the truth, like I promised.
You have my gratitude.
Just you wait, Mr. Von Karma. We're gonna beat you and your bag of dirty tricks.
Detective, may we conduct a brief investigation of the area?
Sure, but like I said, everywhere else is off bounds. Probably won't be seeing those rooms again.
That's fine. As long as there's at least some way of continuing our investigation. We'll make do.
Oh boy!
That's funny. The drum says Samson. There's a drum set here, decorated to look as if it were made out of cakes. I think it is made out of cakes. They must play it on Bacon Bob. Detective, about these drums.
We already checked. There's nothing inside any of them. No sign of anything having been put inside or taken out either. They're not relevant to the case.
You've already done your homework, I see. God, that's such a cool sprite.
Huh. I may like lollipops a little too much, but I'm no sucker.
Okay. Seems these instruments are used on Mr. Tangaroa and Miss Bound's TV show, Bacon Bob. What self-respecting musician just leaves their instrument at the venue? There's some of the few things in here that aren't made of candy.
Wait, weren't they made of...
Candy? Like, are they in the future still there? I vaguely remember dialogue of it being like, oh yeah, they are candy. Is it just me, or does the detective seem a little disappointed? He wanted to eat those instruments. That is an ugly-ass fucking Santa. Hold on. What the fuck? A Santa Claus statue. Is this made of candy too?
That door leads to Tangaroa's room, so yeah. Could be he made that thing too.
Speaking of Santa, that reminds me, I still need to find a present for Miles. It's Christmas already! Bro, you're supposed to have that, like, done last night so they can open it Christmas morning. Rip. He wanted an attorney's badge.
Oh, no. That's sad.
Fuck. I wonder if Mr. Tangaroa would make one out of candy for me if I asked. Oh, fuck. That's sad as shit.
That's the door to Gusteau's room.
I guess the candy reindeer's meant to show the way. I wonder why Frost's statue was way too salty. Yeah, and how cold was it? If it was still frozen, even though it was salted.
Big antlers like that must be a bull.
What? I think not. Male reindeer shed their antlers in winter. Therefore, this must be a female.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Trivia. Attorneys.
They don't teach you about reindeer in law school, detective. I just know that. This is quite the trophy.
Awarded to Tangaroa, first place, International Confectioners Association Annual Spectacular.
It's made of candy. I guess it wasn't meant to last forever.
Makes sense. Prizes, fame, none of it lasts forever, right?
I doubt it's anything quite that deep. I think it's just made of candy. I mean, it's holding up pretty well. You know? These trophies all belong to Mr. Tangaroa. But they're not all for confectionery contests. Some appear to be for charity work. A testament to both his character and his professional achievements. They give trophies for charity work? What's this one here? In recognition of Bacon Bop's long-standing achievement in making children's dreams come true. That's so sweet. It's got me wanting to watch it. Maybe I'll watch it with Miles one day. I made myself sad.
Scone's room is through there.
It's marked by a snowman, a candy snowman by the looks of it.
Oh yeah? Well, I'll be.
He's really sizing it up. He isn't thinking of making that into his next lollipop, is he? Is he? Hey man, make your dreams come true. The statues on the fountain depict cherubs enjoying some chocolate fondue. That's funny. Like having having an actual fountain be a metaphorical chocolate fountain. I'm surprised it's not chocolate straight up.
Paul's elite's work, apparently. Gotta hand it to him. They look so real.
The cherubs? Detective, are you saying you've personally seen cherubs before?
Tch, attorneys. Always poking holes in people's words.
What? Did I do something wrong? You're a little sensitive, Detective. Excuse me, may I ask what you're investigating? Sir, I'm analyzing the fountain water to see what might be in it, sir.
And what'd you find?
Chocolate and what looks like the kind of flavorings and colorings used in frozen desserts, sir. I mean, yeah, because the sculptures melted in his room. It's interesting that there's chocolate in there, though. The composition of the chocolate seems to be the same as that of Mr. Tangaroa's work. And the flavorings and colorings match the profile of those used in Mr. Frost's ice sculptures.
Those little rivers flow from all 4 artists' rooms right here to this fountain. Guess that's how the stuff from the melted sculptures wound up in there.
And that's not all, sir. We also found blood.
What? Why is there blood in the water?
Oh, yeah. The chunk of blood from, like, with the, from the body, was probably thrown in the fountain. Think back to our investigation of the murder scene, Detective. Oh dear, did they make babies? The cherubs? Take another look at the scene in front of us, Detective. A very conspicuous pool of blood that should be here is clearly missing.
You're right. Don't remember anybody mentioning they removed the blood along with the body.
The victim's blood was mysteriously absent, as was part of the chocolate chest it had pulled on. I believe that the blood probably belonged to... Dude. It belongs to Von Karma!
Take
that! The victim, huh?
Who else, bro?
I'll have the guy compare it with the blood on the murder weapon.
I mean, or you could just... you know, compare it to the blood from the autopsy or something. I don't know.
It's a match. The blood in the fountain is Frost's.
That was the fastest blood, like, blood test that we've ever seen in Ace Attorney. But why would someone want to send the victim's blood downstream into a fountain like this? To hide evidence, I guess? I don't know. Blood. The blood. A moment of your time, Eddie.
A sure thing, Mr. E. What's up?
Do you have any thoughts on the case? He has such a good theme.
Oh, you bet I do. Mr. Tangaroa's amazing display being used to store the body. Grr. Miss Scorn's beautiful dreamscape being used to store the murder weapon.
Oh, you're so weird.
We're really seeing some beautiful things being used for ugly purposes on the case, huh?
I suppose we are.
And to make things worse, Miss Bound seems super down.
When I asked if you had any thoughts on the case, I was thinking more about useful insights.
Oh, sorry, Mr. E. Did I do something wrong? I kinda don't do that thinking thing.
I worry about you sometimes, Eddie. I worry about that kid. I worry a lot. Oh, this is the best part of the song. Oh, it's so good. How are you liking your first crime scene investigation, Eddie?
Oh, it's great! I've been taking notes about everything and I'm learning so much! I'm so happy you let me tag along, Mr. Edgeworth.
Man, he's fully eating that pen ink, huh?
So you want to be an attorney, huh?
You bet I do. I'd give anything to be a hero of justice, to help the helpless and fight for what's right. First time I saw Mr. Reed do his thing in court, I knew I'd found my calling.
You know, cops look out for people too.
Yeah, but you guys are the bad guys.
Sure, but I want to be an attorney. Well, good luck to you. I hate attorneys.
I get the feeling Detective Bad might be pining for an apprentice of his own. I mean, Gumshoe's kind of an apprentice. So look forward to that.
Wow.
Timpani. Oh, liar, hey. There's a lyre here, and some maracas designed to look like ice cream cones. They're so well made that it's hard to tell what's candy and what's not by just by looking. I'd reach out and touch them, but then I'd be disturbing the crime scene.
Hands off. I already checked them out. They're real.
Check them out how, exactly? Did you manhandle vital evidence, Detective? Did you lick them?
I didn't touch them. Not with my hands, at least.
Did you lick them? Did he... Never mind. I don't want to picture it. Someone's got to have drawn that. Timpani. Is the liar not relevant? I guess not. Ms. Bound, we're here to continue our investigation.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm so sorry about earlier. She's still kind of looking kind of down on the dumps, Mr. E.
She must have been greatly taken aback by what Mr. Tangaroa had to say.
I found the photograph and the semi-final entries for you. Here, it's all yours.
They're similar, too. Like, aesthetically. How the fuck... wait. How did Delisha make that? How did she make that? She's a pharmacist. Every once in a while during this song, I keep thinking it's gonna go into the Flintstones theme. I am truly, truly poisoned by Siva Gunner. No, but like, how did she just buy that? How did she do that? Yeah, they look really similar. Like, down to pretty much almost every detail other than the different animal and the layout of everything. But like, they use the same exact stuff. So what's up?
Wow, Miss Scone sure knows how to make a cute cake. Yes, Samson loved her design for that one. And he loved the designs and flavors of Mr. Gusteau and Mr. Frost's entries, too. Only problem was, as Samson mentioned earlier, they tasted exactly the same. However, their respective entries for the final tasted nothing alike, it seems.
Huh. Was there anything else of note that changed between the semi-final and the final?
Nothing major, but I guess there was one thing. Mr. Cousteau's son was always here with him throughout the contest.
Son? Ooh.
But he was nowhere to be seen during the final.
Oh, that kid's the murderer, for sure. Why would his son come and hang out at a contest venue of all places? You're sure you're happy for us to keep hold of this?
Of course. I hope it helps with your investigation.
Frost and Gusteau's creations had different designs. Barely, bro. But tasted the same.
Oh, and I also have the book containing the recipe for the cure Simpson mentioned.
We've seen this book before.
It was in the chocolate frame in Tangaroa's room.
That's right. He put it on display there so that everybody could see the grand prize. What? The cure's in the ultimate cookbook?
Huh.
So it's not a book of dessert recipes, I take it. Oh, no. We told the contestants, of course. What?
Wait.
What?
So it's not a dessert cookbook? Wait. What? Why do they have this?
But I guess nobody told you yet.
So the contestants all knew what the ultimate cookbook was this whole time.
What?
A book containing formulas for creating a cure for taste disorders and other chemical and pharmaceutical items. Oh, is that why Delicia was here? Interesting. I'd like to hear more about the cookbook if you don't mind, Miss Bound. So if I understand correctly, the Ultimate Cookbook is actually a collection of recipes for different medicines.
Exactly. Or rather, totally new medications that haven't made it to market yet, to be precise.
Why do you have this? Why do you have this? Like, genuinely, why do you have this?
To the right buyer, a pharmaceutical company, for example, it would be worth a fortune.
But why make that the grand prize in a confectionery contest?
Mr. Tangaroa is the sole heir to the Tangaroa family fortune. Perhaps you've heard of the Tangaroa Group?
The Tangaroa Group? Yeah, I think I've heard of them somewhere before. It's a major pharmaceutical corporation. Sells all kinds of pills and poisons.
Why do they sell poisons? That doesn't seem legal.
Oh yeah, that new Cold Killer Pro has been making some real waves since it went on sale.
Oh. I see. It all ties together. This is Ace Attorney. This is the origin of everything in Ace Attorney. Wait, but this is before Cold Killer X, right? Because I'm pretty sure it was Cold Killer X, right?
I always reach for a cold killer when I'm feeling under the weather.
Which is never, as far as I've seen. But you know what? Maybe you just should stop eating paper. I'd like to hear more about the Tangaroa Group if you don't mind. The Tangaroa Group. So did Mr. Tangaroa not want to take over his parents and go into the family business?
No. He preferred the idea of making people's lives better through the power of confectionery.
Okay.
And his parents supported him in his quest to become the best in the world. Then when they passed away, he inherited the cookbook.
Why is it a cookbook? But why would he make such a valuable heirloom a mere contest prize?
He's been hounded by so many people looking to make that book their own. He was tired of it. But it would have been an insult to his parents' memory simply to give it away. So he decided to find somebody he felt was worthy of it.
A confectioner. Sure.
I'll bet the board of directors love that. Handing over the fruits of all their expensive research to someone else that probably isn't even in pharmaceuticals. Fun.
They hated the idea, of course. Which is why Delisha entered the contest. The Tangaroa group wanted her to win the book back for them.
Oh, she worked for them. Okay, I see. A lot of industrial reagents are poisons. The only weird thing is emphasizing that they're poisons. Yeah, like, I would get it if they meant, like, oh, medicines and, like, chemicals and stuff. Like, but poisons? Poisons? So you knew she was a pharmacist all along?
Yes, and not only that, I told her how to appeal to Samson's tastes. I tried to help her win.
But why?
I wanted to protect Samson by protecting the Tangaroa group. Also, you know, I'm kind of legally his heir, so, I kind of wanted that to stay in the company if he was okay with that. If that cookbook fell into another company's hands, the board would never forgive him. So I wanted to find a way to keep it within the company, but in a way that Samson couldn't object to.
I mean, they couldn't have chosen someone that can actually, I don't know, at least bake a cake or something? I mean, she makes a cute cake, at least. So that's how Miss Scone managed to make it so far in a contest she had no business taking part in.
But Miss Scone wasn't the only one pretending, was she? Mr. Frost wasn't really a confectioner either. And he still made it all the way to the final, just like she did. Not bad. Yes, it's unbelievable, isn't it? Such a talented sculptor and a gifted crafter of desserts, too.
You know, I vaguely remember that Gusteau, because we haven't seen much of that guy, right? Like, he hasn't chatted very much. I think we maybe cross-examined him once. But like, he had his thing where he's like, oh, like, I made a dragon and it looks like a fucking seahorse. Miss Bound, did you taste the statue? I mean, perhaps. I mean, she probably means, like, his previous entries, right? Okay. But, like, Gusteau was struggling with, like, the actual composition of things, I think. He was like, oh, it's a fucking, like, mighty beast, and it's just a little dog. And there's no reason why Frost would know how to do confectionery stuff. So maybe they were, like, collaborating? And that's why their cakes looked so similar? But then maybe something changed at the end. Maybe. Like, something changed, so they split up for the final? Or maybe they were just like, okay, like, great. This is, you know, this is where we part, because, like, one of us has got to win. Interesting. Yeah, so, like, like, Gusteau was doing the actual dessert part, and Frost was doing the sculpting part. Interesting. Like, the aesthetic sense. Gifted indeed, judging by the standard of his work in the final. But how did one man produce pieces of that size and quality in such a short period of time?
I'm not sure I have much more to tell you. But if there's anything else I can help you with, I'd be happy to, of course.
She's certainly very keen to ensure that she does all she can for Mr. Tangaroa. I could certainly use a cup of tea you made us yesterday, if you wouldn't mind. I think that might help move the investigation along nicely.
Oh, I'll have some too! Your tea is to die for, Miss Bound. Well, how could I possibly refuse? I'll bring it right out. You know, I think that cheered cheered her up a little.
Yay, we've done it. We've learned a little more about the contest's participants. But there's still one question involving Mr. Gusteau, for which we never got an answer. Nothing at all, Mr. Gusteau. You went into Mr. Frost's room, didn't you? Perhaps you could tell us why. Sure, I was... Bruh.
Silence! You are not to give the attorney even the tiniest shred of information. Bleh.
What was he doing in Mr. Frost's room?
I don't know if that... Is that sus? Because, like... It seemed he was willing to divulge unless he was about to lie.
And that's not all. I also have questions about the work he submitted for the semifinals. A confectioner who admits to lacking design sense and a sculptor with it in spades. Mr. Gusteau could not have hoped to win such a high-level contest by himself. Which is why I'm beginning to wonder if there was some sort of connection between him and Mr. Frost. Yeah. Detective. I need to ask Mr. Gusteau a few more questions. His story still doesn't quite add up for me.
Me neither.
We need to figure out how to get in touch with him. Oh, do you now? Whomst?
Oh, do you now?
I hate you. End it. End yourself now.
Good luck with that, because I have no intention of allowing it.
Mr. Von Karma.
I'm already in the midst of my own investigation into Gusteau. So there's no need for the likes of you to pester him with the same questions again. Tisk, fucking tisk. I will, however, be happy to answer any questions you might have.
I don't know about that, bro. He seems dead set on preventing me from talking to Mr. Gusteau. In which case... Fine, then allow me to take you up on your offer.
No, I don't want to do the Von Karma voice anymore.
Please.
Very well, what is it?
I'd like you to tell me about the connection between Mr. Gusteau and Mr. Frost. Oh boy, here we go. Gusteau and Frost's connection. Okay, I'm gonna BRB real quick. I gotta go to the bathroom. So, see ya. Sorry. Took a little longer because I wanted to grab a blanket because it is cold as fuck in my room. Whew. Alright. Time to do this. Alright.
The connection between Gusteau and Frost. It was simply a matter of coincidence. They both happened to be taking part in the same contest.
Oh, that's a short-ass testimony. And that's all. I don't think we've ever gotten one that was literally just 2 phrases.
That's all I have to say to you.
What? But that doesn't help us at all.
Why the fuck would I help you?
Let me adjust.
Ugh.
We'll have to confront him with evidence if we want to draw the truth out of him. It's imperative that we do. He's clearly hiding something. That's crazy. Hold it! Yes, there must have been a connection of some kind.
And if you would cease your baseless interruptions, I will happily tell you what it is. If this were a courtroom, I would have you removed for contempt.
But isn't that solely the judge's purview?
Yeah, a Judge Von Karma probably would have danced into his tune.
What? Even judges are scared of him? Well, you know what? That's fair. I'm scared of him too.
It won't be an easy trial, that's for sure. Please, Mr. Von Karma, continue. Matter of coincidence, they happen to be taking part in the same contest. Hold it! Granted, it may have been simply a coincidence that they both entered the same competition, but that doesn't rule out a connection of some other kind between the two of them.
I do hate to repeat myself, but if you do not have any pertinent evidence, then kindly shut the fuck up.
Guess I'll just do as he says for now. At least until I find the evidence that proves Mr. Gusteau and Mr. Frost's connection.
Still, the look in your eyes speaks volumes. Well, go on then. What are you trying to say?
Make up your mind, will you? Should I keep my mouth shut or not? Annoying ass. Seems Mr. Von Karma is keen to keeping us away from the truth.
Which means the truth must be inconvenient to him somehow, right?
Mr. Gusteau and Mr. Frost had something in common. I just need to present the thing they shared to Mr. Von Karma. Nuh-uh. Have you seen their semi-final entries, bro? Objection! Objection! I wonder if you could look at the 2 confections in the foreground for me, Mr. Von Karma. They were made for the contest semifinals. Both are quite exquisitely crafted, wouldn't you agree?
Get to the point. I don't care for food. The only thing I eat is the tears of my enemies.
As the nameplate suggests, these were Mr. Gusteau and Mr. Frost's entries. Mr. Gusteau told us the confectionery design was far from his strong suit. And yet, his work in the picture is just as good as Mr. Frost's. Exactly as good, in fact. We learned from another witness that their 2 entries also tasted exactly the same.
What are you suggesting?
It's literally the same. I am suggesting that they were helping one another out. Let's take a closer look, shall we? They're literally the same fucking thing. While at a first glance the 2 may appear to be superficially different, it soon becomes apparent that there are significant similarities in how they were put together. They are made of the same ingredients, taste the same, and share a similar design aesthetic. This picture is proof positive that the 2 are working together. Man. Talk about, like one art style. You would think that Frost would try to adapt a slightly different design But nah, he literally just made two in the same exact style, huh? This picture is proof positive that the two are working together.
If you figured that much out, I suppose there's little point in denying it.
Mr. Von Karma knew all along that they were cooperating.
But I'll warn you, none of what you're about to hear will be to your advantage. Let me confirm what you seem so desperate to prove. Gusteau and Frost were indeed working together. Gusteau spelled out the details of his relationship to Frost during his questioning last night.
Twing!
It seems they were helping one another right up until the day before the final.
Okay. And you don't think that's a murder motive? So you knew that the two were cooperating. Mr. Von Karma, why are you trying to bury the truth?
Please, enough with the petty slander. I merely wanted to avoid you poking your nose around before I could provide proper context in court.
That's not true. You know that's not fucking true.
It simply slipped my mind to explain that to you.
Doesn't explain why he's being so slippery with the facts, though. I need to figure out what it is he's hiding. I can't let things end like this. This guy is, like, comically evil.
Let me confirm what you seem so desperate to prove.
Okay, yeah, they were working together. So you did know that there was a connection between the two. Why were you trying to hide it?
Tisk, fucking tisk. I don't just hand out information like candy, and certainly not to the defense. Not like that lollipop nursing fool of a detective over there. Fuck you, bitch. You do things your way and I'll do them mine. And you wonder why I refuse to share information with a traitor like you.
Gusteau spelled out the details of his relationship to Frost. Yes, we were exes. But we were willing to bury the hatchet to win. Last night, after Mr. Frost's work melted, correct?
Yes, I interviewed Gusteau personally.
Yeesh! A one-on-one with Mr. Von Karma? Must have been terrifying.
I imagine Mr. Gusteau probably meditated his way through the difficult parts.
He most certainly did not, every time he closed his eyes. I brought him back with an almighty snap! No one dares to plead the fifth with me.
Did that even work on him? He's kind of got that, you know, samurai vibe to him. You know, I think Miles would like him very much.
And that is how I was able to perfectly learn every last detail of Gusteau and Frost's relationship. Even the naughty parts. Especially the naughty parts. They were helping one another right up until the day before the trial.
Okay. But why were they cooperating?
Gusteau's sense of design is subpar, and Frost was an amateur confectioner at least. Or at best. Neither of them stood a chance of making it through the contest alone.
So what was their endgame? Why cooperate only until the day before the finals?
Gusteau claims to have ended the scheme. Allegedly, he wanted to win the final of his own merits. His one and only goal really was to be crowned the world's best confectioner. And his pride would not allow him to do so with the help of another.
I mean, you wouldn't have gotten that far otherwise, though, dude. What?
Cheaters can only ever win hollow victories, I guess.
I was under the impression that their collaboration had only lasted through the semifinals. But I'm starting to think it might have lasted up through the final itself. Mr. Von Karma, I'd like to ask you some more about how long they worked together for, if you don't mind.
If you must.
Okay. Before you ask, I'm not objecting to your characterization of Mr. Gusteau's design sense. It is pretty shit.
Yeah, he admitted himself that he isn't all that great.
He made what he alleged to be a likeness of me. Just thinking of that abomination he came out with turns my stomach. Yeah, I kinda like the guy's work. He made you look like, I don't know, an angry dog. An autistically rich amateur and an autistically impoverished professional. In a way, it was inevitable that they would wind up working together.
Huh. Gusteau's sense of design is subpar. Wait. Frost's sculptures were scrumptious, except for the lyre, which was salty.
Objection. What?
Ah, shit. It's the last statement.
It's not even worth considering, you fucking dumbass. Fuck you.
Here. I'm standing here. I realize. I'm lower than dirt to him. Everyone's lower than dirt to him. Fuck. Based on Mr. Tangaroa's assertion, it sounded as if Mr. Frost's entry for the final was the clear winner.
Which means he must have still been working with Mr. Gusteau, right?
It's precisely what I was thinking. I must have some evidence that proves they were cooperating. Yeah, his testimony. Fuck! They weren't working together during the finals. I find that a little hard to believe. Miss Scone is on the record as having described Mr. Frost's creations as scrumptious. And while he was certainly skilled, I doubt even he could have become a world-class confectioner overnight. It seems far more likely to me that he and Gusteau were still cooperating during the finals.
How many times must I explain this to you? Assertions require proof, and one person's entirely subjective statement is not proof of anything.
That's true.
Besides, even amateurs can occasionally make delicious food. Perhaps Frost was simply lucky. My wife, for example, fuck that bitch, is an amateur whose cooking puts first-class chefs to shame.
How is that not an entirely subjective statement?
Furthermore, you are ignoring another crucial part of the pharmacist's testimony. Namely, that she also described some of Frost's work as having been unbearably salty. In other words, your evidence actually shows that Frost failed to produce the perfect confectionery.
I mean, unless... No, I don't know.
Tisk, fucking tisk. No more objections, I take it.
There must be some way I can prove that Gusteau and Frost were still collaborating.
Mr. Ree? There's something that's been on my mind.
What? What is there? What else is there, dude? Yes, what is it, Eddie?
Mr. Frost's entry for the finals wouldn't have taken a while to make?
I would imagine so.
Making flavored water, freezing it all, and then carving 2 whole sculptures? Could he really have done that, done all that and helped Mr. Gusteau with his work?
Huh.
If it was me, I'd have barely gotten as far as setting up the flavored water up to freeze part. I just can't see how Mr. Frost could have pulled it off. They were pre-made, I guess? Somehow? Perhaps there's some lawyerly instinct in you after all, Eddie. Oh, don't ruin it. God damn it. Your ponderings certainly point to another possibility. Oh, you're so fucking weird. Eddie's right. Mr. Frost would have needed to freeze his own large blocks of flavored ice to create his art. And there wouldn't have been time to do that during the contest itself. So what must Mr. Frost have done in order to finish his flavored ice entry within the time limit? Make it out of something else entirely. Make it before the final. He must have made the flavored ice the day before. Then all he would have had to do is sculpt it. That still would probably take, several days, but whatever. He's just a genius.
What are you muttering about now?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just realized something, that's all. I realized that you're correct.
What? Mr. E? I hope you know what you're doing.
Yeah, it's a fake out.
Oh, accepting defeat at last, are we?
The only thing I'm accepting is that perhaps one of the things you said was true. They were helping one another right up until the day before the final. Just as you said, the day before the final really did mark the end of their collaboration. Mr. Frost's entry was carved entirely from blocks of flavored ice. Ice which would have needed at least a day to freeze. And whose flavors would therefore have already been prepared by Mr. Gusteau.
Shit. Yes, which lines up perfectly with what Gusteau told me, that he helped Frost until the day before the final.
In that case, why didn't Mr. Frost reciprocate and help Mr. Gusteau in return?
I can hardly be expected to read the minds of the dead.
Let's just call in a spirit medium, doofus. Perhaps not, but I imagine Mr. Gusteau could tell us. So why don't you let us speak with him? Or do you still insist your interrogation was as thorough as you claim?
How dare you call my methods into question?
It's not my intention. I simply don't understand why you would obstruct a perfectly valid line of inquiry. Give me one good reason as to why you're keeping Mr. Gusteau from me.
One good reason, certainly. It's because you don't fucking deserve it. That's why. Fuck you. The how and why of Frost and Gusteau's collaboration have absolutely no bearing on the case.
It's literally not true. How can you possibly say that with any certainty? If the relationship had broken down for some reason, that could very well have been the motive behind this murder. Yeah.
Could it indeed? Then why did Gusteau himself tell me all about it? Why did the man you seem so keen on accusing share the details of his collaboration with the prosecution?
I don't know, maybe he's giving in.
Please tell me you have some proof to back up your preposterous suspicions this time.
I don't. Mr. Gusteau only acted suspiciously one time that we know of. And I imagine Mr. Von Karma is aware of exactly that suspicious action, what that suspicious action was. Which means this is probably a trap.
Well, cat got your tongue.
But even if this is a trap, I can't back down now. Mr. Gusteau snuck into Mr. Frost's room, and we still don't know why. That fact alone is reason enough to suspect him.
Tisk, fucking tisk. If that's your only concern, then allow me to clear it up for you.
I knew it. It was a trap.
I was saving this for the trial, but consider it a taste of things to come. Plus, I'd hate for the proceedings to drag on because of your needless interjections. Here, take a look at this.
Oh, are those their kids? That's interesting. Welcome new students. Oh, interesting. Frost does not look enthused to be here. I don't think he likes his kid very much. That's
Gusteau and Frost, and their sons.
Huh. A photo of Frost, Gusteau, and their sons. Gusteau's son visited his father daily up through the semifinal. Huh.
Gusteau snuck into Frost's room in order to retrieve this photograph.
But why?
It seems their sons attended the same elementary school. Gusteau was concerned that the fact of Mr. Frost and his acquaintance might place him under undue suspicion.
Wait, what? Mr. Frost as an acquaintance might place him under undue suspicion. What?
A concern that you have just proved was entirely well-founded.
Yeah.
Gusteau's actions made perfect sense, and you have given me no reason to believe otherwise.
There's the patented Edgeworth no. He's never gonna let me talk to Gusteau.
Now, if you are quite done obstructing my investigation, I have things to be getting on with.
That smug, self-righteous jerk! I'll give him something to be getting off with. Hey, yo. Oh, getting on with. My bad. My bad. That was me. That was me.
What do we do, Mr. E? Mr. Tangaroa's finished if we can't figure something out.
Things to be getting on with. What exactly could those things be? He has a body, a murder weapon, and a suspect in custody. If the prosecution means to pursue Mr. Tangaroa, surely they have all they need. So why is Mr. Von Karma still investigating the scene of the crime?
Something on your mind, Mr. E?
He's just fixing the evidence so that you can't beat him. We're missing something important. Mr. Von Karma has everything he needs to proceed with the prosecution of Mr. Tangaroa. And yet, he still doesn't seem entirely confident of his case. If he was, can you stop doing that? God damn it. Why refuse to share information with Detective Bad? Because he doesn't like him.
Who else? I haven't seen the autopsy report yet either. Guy's probably got a hand in that too.
Oh shit. Is it Eureka time? In addition, we still haven't solved the mystery of what happened to the evidence that went missing. Take another look at the scene in front of us, Detective. Oh yeah, the pool of blood in the chest. Oh no. Evidence had turned up not in Mr. Tangaroa's room, but in a most unusual place, the fountain. The blood in the fountain. My god. It's all coming together now. So there were no traces of Mr. Frost's blood left in Mr. Tangaroa's room. Yet we found someone in the fountain instead. Why? Oh boy, here we go. No. Phew! Mr. Frost's blood went missing from the crime scene. But the traces of it showed up in the fountain. Why go through the trouble of removing the blood from the scene after the body had been discovered? And why only the blood? Surely the body would have also been in the way. Wait, could someone have moved the body aside to get rid of the blood? To get to the blood? What does that mean? 24 hours post-murder and there's still no autopsy report. Somebody moved the body aside in order to get to the blood that was in the chest. Huh. Does he not have a body? Does he not fucking have a body? So the body might have been moved aside or even removed from the scene of the crime entirely. After all, as far as we know, there's still no autopsy report. We've learned plenty about the murder weapon and the suspect, but very little about the body itself. Our assumption thus far has been that the body had been recovered by the forensics team. But what if that assumption is false? What if Mr. Von Karma won't show Detective Bad the autopsy report out of something other than spite? What if we've been thinking about this the wrong way around all along? He doesn't have shit! My god. The question isn't why did Mr. Von Karma hold back information about the body? It's did Mr. Von Karma even have any information about the body in the first place? How do things look from that angle? Perhaps the body hadn't been removed by the police in order to carry out the autopsy. Perhaps it had already been removed and hidden away by the culprit before their arrival.
Mr. E, you're kinda looking real intense there, man.
We've both heard the rumors about Mr. Von Karma's questionable methods. Fabricated witness statements, shady deals, forged evidence even.
Sure, everybody's heard of that stuff, but what's that got to do with us right now?
Hold on, let me drink water.
Oh, God.
I would never judge a person on the basis of rumors alone. Even Mr. Von Karma. I've tried my best not to let my preconceptions color out interactions with him. Man. I wonder how Ghost Gregory would feel about that statement. I wonder how he would feel. Nonetheless, it appears he may indeed be willing to twist the truth to his own ends.
Twist the truth? You mean he's been playing dirty?
I fear he might have been and still is. And I'm not about to let him get away with it.
I'm returning to the prosecutor's office. Don't breathe a word about anything to that infernal attorney.
Yes, sir. Hold it. Nuh-uh, that's literally not legal.
Yes, what is it now?
I have a few questions, Mr. Von Karma, about a certain fact you've been keeping from us. You don't have a fucking body, moron.
Really? You mean to call the methods of an officially sanctioned investigation into question yet again? I'm warning you, if you obstruct the police in their work any further, there will be consequences.
Objection. I don't care. God, the stupid fucking Santa in the background. I can't, man. It's not the police I have an issue with, Mr. Von Karma. It's you.
What?
Isn't it on the prosecution to work out who the real culprit of a crime is?
What foolishness is this? I have no intention of debating what the prosecution's role is, or is not with the likes of you. But let me make one thing clear. My job is to identify suspects and ensure that every last one of them is convicted at all costs. Believe me when I say I leave absolutely no room for doubt when I present my perfect, unassailable cases.
Objection. Bruh. And how far would you go to, for your perfect cases? Would you create facts out of whole cloth, perhaps?
Ha! And I thought you'd outdone yourself already. Looks like you've still got a smart mouth. But now you intend to accuse me of fabricating evidence?
Nah, just lying. I do. Because it is why you've done nothing but hinder Detective Bad from doing his job at every turn. Shit.
What are you talking about?
You didn't shut him out of the investigation because you wanted him to keep an eye on us. You did it to stop him from finding out that you don't have the body. That's crazy.
What?
He doesn't have the body?
Ridiculous, you're clutching at straws. I will tolerate no more of your preposterous slander.
Then allow us to examine it, bitch. Prove me wrong if you can. Fucker.
Tuh. Tisk, fucking tisk. I'm afraid you'll have to try a little harder than that. I am under no obligation whatsoever to prove your baseless accusations one way or another.
Detective Bad is literally the head detective of the case. He has the authority, if not everyone. Objection. Like, out of everyone, rather. As you must have seen for yourself, a piece of bloody chocolate is missing from the scene of the crime. Why did it disappear, and where did it go?
What does it matter? Some blood went missing from the chest when the body was found, so what?
So what, indeed? That's precisely my question. If the body was still at the scene when the police got here, removing the blood would accomplish nothing. However, let us suppose for a moment that the body was not. If someone had wanted to erase any trace of what had happened in that room, then it all makes perfect sense.
What is this petty obsession with the bloodstain?
Dude, just because I use my evidence doesn't mean that I'm not, like, obsessed with it. You're the one obsessed with being a total jackass.
But since it's so important to you, why don't you tell me where you believe it went?
Of course, after all, evidence is everything, as you never tire of telling us. I believe this should back up my theory quite nicely. What evidence do I have that shows where the blood from Mr. Tangaro's room went? Yeah. Fountain. Where is it? Where Fountain? Where did it go? Wait. Oh, found in the fountain, but not at the scene of the crime. There you go. He's so cool. Traces of the victim's blood were found in the fountain, along with traces of the chocolate from Mr. Tangaroa's room. I believe the missing piece of the bloodstained chocolate was dumped into the stream that flows to the fountain, which strongly points toward one certain fact. Somebody purposefully disposed of the blood after the body had been removed from the chest.
Ugh.
Mr. Von Karma, where did you find the body? You didn't find it, did you? Answer me! Coward bitch.
You, where did you get your hands on that kind of evidence? You have neither the authority nor the means to carry out that kind of analysis on the fountain water.
Nor the means, bitch. Like, yeah, I do. Like, what? Neither the authority or the means, bruh. Yeah, I fucking do. Literally, I just asked forensics. They were investigating it already.
No, but I do. Curse you bad, you've been a thorn in my side from the moment you were assigned. Well, no longer, as of now, you are officially off the case. I was barely on it in the first place.
Mr. Von Karma, you still haven't answered my question. Sorry, hold on, my eyes are killing me. Just a second.
Okay, I return. Whew, okay. Oh, will you admit it? Will you confirm that no body was ever recovered?
Tisk, Tisk. Fuck you, Tisk. It's really quite the claim, you know. One that you'll never find any proof for, I'm afraid.
Fuck off. What must I do to get an answer out of him? Kill him. Kill his ass.
Now, if you don't mind, I've given you quite enough of my precious time already. I look forward to destroying you in court, Gregory Edgeworth.
Okay, but like... How do you have a case without a fucking body, loser? You can't even get an autopsy report.
Your previous logic and theories won't save you then, nothing will.
Mark my words, Mr. Von Karma. Your methods will be your undoing. I'll fucking haunt your ass, bitch. No matter how you try to hide the truth, I'll bring it all to light in the end. Fuck that guy. He sucks. Forgive me, detective. I didn't mean to put you in a difficult position.
Don't sweat it. It was always gonna end this way. Fuck that guy. Honestly, nobody's ever sidelined me the way he did before. First time for everything, huh? You know, I think you might be right about the body being missing.
I am. And I'll prove it in court.
Huh. Well, if there's anything I can do to help, just say the word. Since, you know, I'm off the case now.
It's very kind, and I'm sorry to keep asking favors of you, Detective Bad, but there is one thing.
Hey, what are you guys whispering about? Come on, let me in on a secret.
All right, Eddie. The detective and I were just arranging a little insurance for the trial. I think we have enough to see Mr. Tangaroa acquitted. But I'd prefer to have an ace in the hole, just in case.
And what is it?
You'll find out in the courtroom.
Wait, what? You're letting me join you?
Of course I am. You are my assistant, after all.
Ha! I'll be more than that by next year. I'll be a full-fledged attorney, you know.
You won't see it.
We can take on Mr. Von Karma together.
Nope, not your job. Indeed. Though I'm hoping we'll have freed Mr. Tangaroa by then. But if we're up against Mr. Von Karma, I guess we can't rule out the possibility that this might take some time.
Right, well, but we'll do everything we can in the meantime. I know you can beat Mr. Von Karma, Mr. E. I believe in you.
We can't allow Mr. Tangaroa to remain in prison for a crime he didn't commit. And we won't. I'll expose Mr. Von Karma's lies if it's the last thing I do. End of flashback. Okay, that's a better place to end. I will save here. Is there... There can't be more. Wait, there's more? The identity of the body? That's gonna have to wait. I can't. Oh, no. We're back to... We're back here. Okay, gotcha. Well, I'm just gonna go back to title. Don't save. Back to title. Alright. Thank y'all for watching. Sorry for being sleepy and not commentating much today, because, stupid fucking blood moon. I stayed up till 3 for goddamn nothing, just to see clouds all night. Fuck off. Anyways, I guess that's a lesson to me to, you know, maybe just look it up next time. I'm sure someone else has taken a nice picture of it. I just was hoping I could take a picture of it myself. But, yeah, anyways, thank you all for watching. I'll be back with this next time. And tomorrow I'll be playing Tetrio and Balatro, I think is what I put on the schedule. But I'll see you all then. Bye. Peace. Bye-bye.